Hi, it's Barb, Meeple PhD, with another Cosmic Game Connection. Recently, the National Science Foundation's Daniel K. Inouye Solar Telescope released its first image of the surface of the Sun. And while this might look like solar caramel corn, it's actually the turbulent surface of the Sun. This image shows features that are as little as 18 miles across on an object that is 92 million miles away. It's the highest resolution image we've had so far of the surface of the Sun. Each of those cells that you see is about the size of Texas, and they're places where heat is bubbling up to the surface, cooling down, and then falling back down under the surface. Those cooler places are the dark lanes between the bubbles. Understanding these bubbles can help us understand when and why the Sun's activity increases. And that in turn can help protect us on Earth. The Sun is constantly blowing particles out into its environment, and when it has an outburst, the number of particles increases. The dynamics that this particle environment creates in the solar system is called space weather. Kind of like the weather on Earth tells you the conditions it's going to be when you go outside, space weather tells us about the conditions between us and the Sun, and throughout the rest of the solar system. Excessive space weather can affect us here on Earth by disrupting power grids, interfering with radio communications, and even causing temporary anomalies in spacecraft operations. So by understanding when the Sun is going to throw more particles our way, we can help protect our communications, our tech, and even our astronauts. And while this is just the first image from the Inouye Solar Telescope, I'm really looking forward to seeing what science will come out of it and what it's going to tell us about our nearest neighbor star. When I saw that detailed image of the Sun from the Inouye Telescope and thought about the space weather that it would help us understand, the game that came to mind was Takenoko. In Takenoko, players take on the role of members of the Japanese imperial court, tasked with caring for the giant panda gifted them by the Chinese emperor. Players tend the bamboo garden inhabited by the panda, keeping a constant eye on the weather as they do. The game is set up with the starting garden tile in the center of the play area, with the panda and gardener figures placed on it. The remaining garden tiles are shuffled and placed in a stack. Each objective deck is shuffled and placed nearby. The reserve of bamboo pieces, irrigation sticks, and improvement tiles are placed nearby. Players each take a player mat, 2 action tokens, and 1 objective card of each type. On their turn, players first determine the weather by rolling the weather die. This can do things like give them an extra action, or move the panda, or even grow some extra bamboo, among other things. Then the player takes 2 different actions, unless the weather says otherwise. These actions include placing another garden tile, moving the panda, where he eats a bit of bamboo wherever he lands, moving the gardener, who causes the plot where he lands to grow some bamboo, in addition to adjacent tiles of the same color, assuming all of these are irrigated. The player can take an irrigation stick to place on their board, which can be later played as a free action on this turn or a future turn. Or the player can take an additional objective card. At any point on their turn, a player can complete an objective. These objectives come in the form of having specific colors of garden plots in a specific patterns, or having bamboo of specific heights anywhere in the garden, or having the right bamboo on their player mat to feed the panda. The game continues until a player has a specified number of objectives, where that number depends on the number of players. That player then gets the Emperor's Favor card for an additional 2 points, and everyone adds up the points on their objectives. Player with the most points wins. So when I play Takenoko, I find myself wishing for a specific type of weather almost every turn. Maybe I need 1 more action, or I need to be able to take the same action to complete an objective. Or maybe I just need that panda to move somewhere else on the board. And it's this dependence on the weather that made me think about this game when I saw that image of the Sun. So the next time you roll a Sun in Takenoko, take just a minute to remember that solar caramel corn that the Inouye Telescope revealed. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions about the science or the game or anything, leave them in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification buttons if you want to know when my new videos come out. I'll be back with another Cosmic Game Connection, but in the meantime you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter as @MeeplePhD, and you can follow my blog at meeplephd.com. This time with sound. Woohoo! It's a talkie.